Hello and welcome to today's episode. And today I'm going to be talking all about the higher self and how you can actually start to work with your higher self to help you in your life and in your spiritual evolution. Now, the way I like to see our higher self is they're this being that is so deeply connected to you. They're a part of you, right? They're not separate from you, even though dimensionally, vibrationally, there is some sort of a separation that we experience, especially being here in this world at this time. And your higher self has this map, blueprint, understanding of you better than anybody else, knowing who you are, what you're here for, what you came here to do, all of your soul gifts, your soul purpose, soul connections, like all the things. And as you can start to hear just from understanding that, you see how important it is to have the connection to your higher self. Now, I believe at this time on earth, we are moving more and more into being deeply connected to our higher selves, right? That there is no separation between us and our higher selves. That's what ascension is. That's where we're moving into as a human race. But for all of us here right now, the higher self still exists in a space that feels outside of us or outside of our bodies. The higher self, let's go into the anatomy of the higher self a little bit, right? Because the higher self is actually a version or an extension of your soul is a correct terminology, the extension of your soul. When we think about your soul has multiple levels, right? So for example, you listening to this, watching this today, you are a human being, but you also have a soul that is connected to this body that you are in right now. Now, your soul is a tiny fraction of all of who you are. All of the bigness of your soul, the magnitude that your soul right now is a tiny little fragment of it. And when we step up of this evolution of the soul, you have your higher self. But your higher self is it's a level, right? So it's like the second evolution of your soul. That's your higher self. Then we also have OverSoul. We also have the Monadic self. And when we start to go up into these different levels of the soul starts to expand and get bigger and bigger and bigger, all the way into source, creator. Our soul is creator essence. It is source. We are creator source incarnated, having a human experience. And our soul is tied to creator source energy. So as creator wanted to explore and grow, it fragmented itself. And it fragments itself through the various dimensions in these different parts until we end up here in this dimension, in this reality, with the soul having a human experience. Where I want to bring your attention to is the monadic self, right? Which is a few evolutions of the soul upwards, because this is where we start to get into soul pods and soul mates and soul connections. And I know that the term soulmates is quite loosely thrown around, which is totally fine, right? Like we can just define it as someone who you have a soul connection to on some level, that you feel a deep resonance on your soul. You can have really amazing connections here that are soul-based. You can have amazing soulmate connections, but the truth is 99% of people, light workers, starseeds, people here incarnated at this time, do not have their soul family incarnated with them, right? So we actually have this pod that is our soul. It's like the fragment that went off creator source energy, and we have this soul pod. And the soul pod is made up of these other soulmate connections. They're a part of you. They are a part of your soul, and you're not alone in this soul pod. You have these other souls, right? Or they're like technically like other higher selves, right? And the whole goal of that soul pod is to evolve, spiritually evolve, having these lessons, integration, evolution. That is what the soul pod is trying to do. Now, because of that, what generally tends to happen is one or two of those souls in that soul pod actually go and incarnate. And if you're incarnated here on Earth, if there is another soul in that soul pod of yours that you belong to incarnated, it's most likely on another planet, right? And the rest of that soul family is doing its best to help you in spirit to evolve, to grow, to ascend. And it's making sure, and let's say you get into a place where you're really like getting up there, you're getting close. Any other, if another soul is incarnated on another planet, they go, hey, we need your help. This one's about to ascend. Come back up. And that soul will actually not choose to incarnate or have that lived experience to support you in your ascension. So this is your soul family. And I guess the closest way that I could describe it, it's like if you know twins, that you grow in this, you share a womb, right? And it's like we share this soul pod. And they're our soul family who love us, take care of us, because it's like we are them, right? It's like you have the same physical body a twin might have, right? Like it's that shared kind of experience. Here it's you're sharing the same soul experience. And so the love and connection there, you can't begin to fathom it. And this is what I'm always saying. I'm saying that you can love people here in the human world like crazy. You can love them so much and have so much love for your children, for your husband, for your wife, for your loved ones. Now imagine you take that love and let's go with take your child now. Let's say if you were to remember all of the incarnations you have ever had with your child, all of the incarnations where you have loved them as deeply as you do now, where you have seen different parts of them, different sides of them, you have known different parts of who they are, they have helped you, you have helped them, you have grown together for thousands of years, across thousands of or hundreds of lifetimes. How big is that love going to be? How intense is that love going to be? We can't fathom it. And that's why I'm always saying that's how much your spirit guides love you. That's how much spirit loves you. And that's how much your soul family loves you, right? The love, you cannot begin to understand how deep that love and that connection is. And so for 99% of us, our soul family is working with us in spirit, right? That's who I'm referring to when I'm talking about your soul family. And getting back to it, that's why when I talk about your higher self, it's like your higher self is also having an evolution. Yes, the goal is eventually to have the human experience of bringing the higher self into this realm, which is when ascension occurs. And then it's going to continue moving upwards and going on the journey of then holding more of the monadic self and the OverSoul and the monadic self and so on and so on. It's holding as much of that source in our body, in our being as we can. That is the soul's journey. And it very much is just, it's learning and experiencing more of ourselves and more of us as creator source energy. So a higher self, even though it feels separate to us, disconnected to us, which many of you will perceive it as separately to you, even though it's not, even though it is you, but we still perceive it as outside of us, right? For that reason, the higher self is the hardest and also kind of the easiest for you to channel and work with. And now let me explain this, because in Channeling Spirit Academy, your higher self is the first being that you learn to connect with and channel. And the reason for that is because they are closest to you dimensionally, right? Or energetically. They're the ones that you've been listening to your whole life and that are closest to you energetically. So the vibrational shift that needs to happen for you to connect to and hear your higher self is a lot smaller than, say, guides that are on a much higher frequency, much higher dimension that you haven't worked with for as long as you've worked with your higher self, right? So that's what makes it easiest. But what makes it hardest is the majority of you have had your higher self whispering to you or talking to you saying, hey, make sure you do this. Hey, you need to be careful about that person. Yes, you are going to go to that country and do this thing, right? So what I mean by that is your whole life, your higher self has been whispering things to you and you hear it in your head as your own voice. And you go, wow, I just had a really good idea. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I should move to this other country. You know what? Yeah, I will apply for that job. Your higher self has been speaking to you your whole entire life. And you hear it as your own voice in your head and it feels a little bit different. You're like, oh, where did that come from? That's the kind of feeling when your higher self shares a thought with you or a message with you, which they are doing all the time, it feels almost like that was a interesting brainwave. Where did that come from? Where did I kind of hear that, get that from? That's the feeling and the experience. So for all of you, I want to say all of you, right, listening to this, because all of you have a higher self. Your higher self has been talking to you. Your higher self will also be leaving signs for you, giving you intuitive nudges and feelings and trying the very best to guide you. No, I need you to go this way. Yes, go that way. Have that evolution, have that shift, do this thing, move forward with that, right? Your higher self is always guiding every step of the way for all of it. Now, here's when the game changes, right? And this is where I believe that as a collective humanity, where we are in terms of our spiritual evolution, I believe we are in a time in our history where we are now going, no longer is it just my higher self guiding me, but I'm going, hey, higher self, I can hear you, I can talk to you, and we're going to co-create. And that's what we're seeing a lot of light workers step in, right? And so what that actually looks like is actually having conversations with our higher self. Because at the moment, it's kind of like you are connecting to your higher self, for example, or your higher self, your higher self is connecting with you. Your higher self is going, hey, yes, you are worthy and you should go for this thing and, apply for that job as an example. And you might be feeling it and then you're doubting yourself and going, oh, but I don't know if it's right for me. I don't know if I'm good enough, and all that kind of egoic stuff that we have going on in our lower mind. The chatter that holds us back is showing up. It's there and it's present, and the higher self keeps giving us messages. And the thing is, we have this walkie-talkie, right? We have a phone, right? Your higher self is a phone. Your higher self has picked up that walkie-talkie, has picked up the phone and is going, hey, let me share with you the messages. Let me share you. And you maybe can hear it, maybe you can't. Maybe you haven't even turned on your walkie-talkie. But the truth is, you can pick up that walkie-talkie and say, hey, higher self, I can hear you. What's the go? What's the plan? What am I here to do? What do I need to lean into? What action do I need to take? And your higher self is going to go, hell yes, now we're talking, because that was always the plan. It's like you were dropped here. You were dropped here like in a jungle, and all you had is a walkie-talkie to get through the jungle to find where you need to go. And your channeling abilities are that walkie-talkie, right? And that's where we are. That's what I'm here for as well, helping light workers activate and open up those channeling abilities, because that's what you are here to do right now. Open up and start channeling with your higher self. Because as soon as we can do that, we can go, okay, higher self, what do I need to do? Is this right for me? What is my soul purpose? Who are my soulmates? What are the soul lessons I'm currently going through? And we can stop kind of blundering around and not knowing. Let me tell you something interesting. Earth is, because we're not the only planet with life on it. There are plenty of other planets and beings that exist in different dimensions having experiences just like we are having here. Some of those are third dimensional, some of those are fifth dimensional, some of those are sixth, seventh, and so on, right? But you and I right here are having this experience, a human experience. That's what our soul has chosen for us. We're here for a reason, for something. And we are one of the very few planets or very few places in the entire universe where we don't know who we are at a soul level. And part of the fun, yes, fun, of being here is that we need to figure it out. Earth is one of the few places that you can take an action that is not soul aligned, okay? So what I mean by that is in other places where you know who you are at a soul level and you've got that connection to your higher self, maybe you're in a higher dimension, you've already embodied your higher self, and you know who you are at your deepest level, your essence, your soul gifts, your soul purpose, your soul blueprint, soul lessons, everything you've learned from previous incarnations, you just know. So you can't not take aligned action, right? It's not a thing that you would then go, hey, let me try this thing, or let me walk down that path for a little bit and see what my soul experiences so I can try and figure out who I am. And that's why we have so many advanced souls come here as well, because we get to have experiences here that you can't anywhere else, where you get to do something that is not soul aligned and integrate the lesson from that, right? So our soul is just having so much fun on Earth, even though the human part of us might not be experiencing it as fun and going, okay, well, Why is why am I not in my soul purpose work? Why haven't I connected to my soulmates and all this kind of stuff? But there is a turning point. And I believe we're at that point historically as well, where it's becoming really important for light workers and starseeds to go, okay, I came here for a reason, not just for learning. I came to serve. I came here to help humanity. I came here to help the evolution of the consciousness of humanity, and I need to remember who I am, right? Maybe like you've heard that, remember who you are, wake up, that whole thing. Yeah, to what? Well, to your higher self, to your soul, to who you are at that level. Because once you are connected to your higher self and your soul, you know your soul blueprint, your soul purpose, your soul gifts, your soul path, the soulmates, like all the things you know, and you know, this is what I have to do. I was very fortunate. I learned that at a really young age. And, at 19, I was doing this, right? Like I was 18, I was studying energy work. Like I was channeling as a teenager. And at 19, I was like, great, I'm going to start healing, channeling for others, doing all the things. So I've been doing this for a really long time just because I learned that at a very young age. And I was very fortunate. But as the generations go on, my story, which might be a little bit unique at the moment, where at 18 I was like, okay, I know exactly like what I'm here to do, the path I'm here to walk, what I need to do for people, and I've just followed that. And I haven't had any issues. Like I was never like, oh, it's so boring that I know exactly what I'm here to do, because I understand that my soul path is going to be the one that brings me the most joy, most abundance, most peace, and most beautiful experiences, and bring the soulmate connections. Like it's going to bring me everything I desire on a soul level, the highest fulfillment and the highest joy. So of course I'm going to follow my soul path. My experience might be unique at the moment in history, where there aren't that many people born like me. I get goosebumps as I say this, but in 100 years, like it's going to be common. It is going to be common. And we see it more and more now that children are being born and they're like, I know what I'm here for. It's like a memory and it's a feeling. And I had that in me like growing up. And so then in my teens, like everything was put in front of me. I started talking with my guides and it just blasted right open. And here I am from the age of 19, like doing my soul work. So even though right now I'm 28, I've been doing this work for almost 10 years. And what we found, like in previous generations, that a lot of women would go through these soul lessons and then have an awakening in their late 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s. And I've worked with a lot of beautiful women like this who have created a life, had to go through big lessons, big journeys, and then remember who they are. But it's changing, and now people are waking up earlier, and remembering who they are and what they are here to do. And let me tell you, even though I woke up to it very young, you don't have to. Like what I mean to say is like you can do it now. You can be working with your higher self now. You can be going higher self. I want to know my purpose. I want to know what I'm here for. I'm ready. And so what you need to do is you need to pick up that walkie-talkie and say, higher self, I'm ready. Let's go. What's next? Give me the steps. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm keen. I'm here. I'm excited. And this is where it's important to start to activate your channeling abilities. But I want to go ahead and start to give you some tips for working with your higher self. If you're listening to this and you're like, yeah, I'm so ready. I'm ready to know my higher self. I'm ready to connect with my higher self. I'm ready to understand my soul purpose, my soul work, my soul gifts, everything I'm here to do. Here's what you need to start doing. Now, it doesn't matter if you're psychic or not, right? I don't care if you're psychic or not. But what you need to do is you need to start communicating with your higher self and saying, hey, higher self, I'm ready to start working with you. I'm ready to listen. I want to know what my soul purpose is, and I want to activate my soul gifts, and I want to do what I was put here to do to serve humanity at this time. I want you to say that every single day. You call on your higher self. You say, higher self, I call you forth now. Be here with me. You might perceive their energy. You might not. Doesn't matter. You say those lines to your higher self. Now you do that every single day for a week, for 2 weeks, and you watch how things start to line up. That voice in your head comes a little stronger and you're going, ooh, that felt like a download. Where did that come from? You're going to start feeling those intuitive nudges a little bit stronger. You're going to start feeling like, oh, maybe I should do that thing. Is that a sign? Was that an opportunity placed in front of me? You know what? I am going to do that. All these things start to line up and open for you. And just by you opening up that channel, your higher self is going to be so excited. It's going to be like, yes, let's work together. Let's do the thing. And they're going to start supporting you even more, right? And you can even go beyond that and call upon your soul family who is with you right now in spirit, working with you. And they love you so much as well. And they're working with you too. You can call them forward too. If you want to take it a step further, you channel. And that's where you actually learn to open up, actually be able to listen to them and the steps that we can work with to open up those psychic gifts, psychic abilities. If you are interested in working with psychic gifts, activating those open, I have a free course. The link is in my bio or underneath. It'll be underneath this episode. The link there to access the free psychic activation course, and that will actually take you through processes to open up and activate, because stepping into your psychic gifts, it's an energetic as well as a theoretical process, right? I can tell you everything about psychic gifts, but I actually need to activate your energy and heal some of the stuff that's sitting there that's stopping you from accessing it, right? So it is an energetic experience, and that's what the course does. So it's a really powerful course. There's a lot of content in it, and it's free. And if you're like, I'm ready to dive even deeper and go all in, and I just want the support and the hand-holding, Channeling Spirit Academy is for you, which I'm also going to link down underneath. My hope for you listening to this, no matter like where you go, is a takeaway that you have from this video is to remember how much your higher self loves you, how much your spiritual team loves you, that you have these beautiful beings, guides and angels who love you beyond your wildest comprehension. Their love for you so beyond anything that you have experienced, and they are with you, they are supporting you, they are there for every single step of your journey. And even if you can't hear them, even if you can't see them, they're there and they're sending you love, and you can talk to them and they hear you and they listen. So I hope this episode has brought you a little bit closer to the spirit world and all the beauty it has to offer. Sending you so much love and blessings, Athina.